والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد. We'll continue the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam concerning the leadership and the taking care of responsibilities when someone is assigned to lead people or to take care of them. In the hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, any governor or ruler or leader in charge of Muslim subject who dies while acting dishonestly toward them will be excluded by Allah from paradise. We have talked about this hadith last time and the importance of this such difficult responsibility and how someone will be held accountable on leading people, on dealing with them. And not everyone is able to do it. As one of the companions, Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim, he asked the Prophet ﷺ for leadership, and the Prophet ﷺ, he declined to give it to him, and he said such a thing is being assigned, not asked for, not asked, because the one who asked for it, except for the case of Yusuf alayhi salam and the condition that we have mentioned and the reason for which he has asked it for it. But in general, someone asked for it is like he's asking more for the position. He's asked, to increase in honor with the position. When the position need to be honored by the person who's assigned to it, and this person need to have that qualification. First qualification is the piety, and we have shared with you last time. Then he said in this hadith where we stopped, he said, till he comes the time when he will die and he's still, on that such, same action. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forbid on him paradise wal-iyadu billah. Al-Ra'i is like the shepherd, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the general hadith, قال كلكم راعي, all of you are responsible as like a shepherd. When you say the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-Ra'i, is from the mura'at, and the mura'at is safeguarding, protecting, as you seeing how the shepherd himself, how he's keen and very merciful and kind to the animal that he's taking care of. However, here being also a shepherd from al-Ra'i, that literally what is translated to, but al-Ra'i also the one who regard, who safeguard, who protect, who being a caretaker of the people who's responsible of or in charge of. قال هو القائم بمصالح من يرعاه. He's the one who's taking care of all the interests or all the benefit or all what will help these people to be in a state or help them to attain their well-being. So that is the ra'i. So this is very important. So when someone knows the requirement of, it's like you're making a job description. So the job description, for a ra'i, for the ruler, for a government, for someone, because just saying job description, just to mention the points, the bullet point that everyone has to have to fulfill to get this job. But when it comes to the way of the Sharia, the condition that someone has to fulfill to get the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from Allah, and to not be held accountable of it and then being punished, as in this hadith the Prophet ﷺ is telling us. So al-Ra'i, the one who has to regard what will help people to attain their well-being. So if someone, for example, think only about himself, about his family, about the close people to him, and he does not care about these people, then this person, wal-iyadu billah, will be in hellfire. So the same thing someone will apply for his own family. So when the one responsible of the family, like the parents, is the how to help their children and how to maintain a household to reach its potential. Its potential is the well-being, So anyone who's causing a problem is either one of the spouses or anyone into the household causing the problem, to break it, to jeopardize its unity. All of them will be, subhanAllah, responsible on the consequences that happen to this family. So this is, we take it like in a smaller scale, the family. In a higher scale will be the Khalifa, the Amir of al-Mu'mineen, the rulers, the governor, the president, the king, and so on. So when someone who will not care about them, you know, Umar ibn al-Khattab, to the point I have mentioned, he's concerned, like, what if, you know, a camel will trip in the road of Iraq, and I will be asked about by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment, you know, this camel was hurt because of you, you didn't think to make the road or fix the road for this camel. So this is how to feel this, you know, the burden of the responsibility, the burden of the responsibility. And we mentioned, you know, many aspects in the Khilafah of Umar or the Khilafah of Ali radiallahu ta'ala anh, the caring that they had, the caring that they have about their Ra'iyya. Ra'iyya, subhanAllah, we call it Ra'iyya are the subject, but the Ra'iyya in Arabic, those subjects that you are entitled to take care of them, entitled to take care of them. Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he was offered the food, and we said like it was good food at the time, but it was not a good food, it was like, you know, having some, you know, flour made out of it, some good bread, you know, but at that time people, the Muslims, they were like enduring a famine. Everybody is starving. When he was offered to eat this food, he said, I will not eat from it till every one of the Muslims will eat from it. So to feel what they feel, this is part of caring, to feel what they feel, to join them, because if, you know, someone is starving, thinking that his leader, he's eating, you know, and enjoying, like the Queen of France in the time of close to the revolution, what they call Antoinette or whoever. You know, the people, she said, why the people are screaming outside and writing? They said they are hungry. They said, give them cakes. Because she does not have the mindset to feel the sufferings of her people. Why? Because, you know, she's been serving cakes, and if they don't have bread, give them cakes. So that's how, you know, being... it's, you know, this is a reality. I mean, subhanallah. This is, you know, the people who are going to be like held accountable in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they didn't care about those who are entitled to care of. And this is the biggest responsibility. So when you say job description, what is your qualification? The first qualification, you know, sometimes you say, oh, I don't have this diploma, I will not even apply for it. The first qualification is to care about these people that you're going to be, subhanallah, taking, you know, entitled to take care of, entitled to care of. It's very, subhanallah, famous story. It's nice, you know, to mention how to compare it to the leader of today, who's like, they don't care about their people, they only care about themselves or their agenda or their party, you know. So sometimes people, when they say, oh, we need to do this, to vote for so and so, I said, subhanAllah, these people, they do even care about you or think of you. They don't. So voting for what purpose? I mean, it might the system in a, you know, hypothetical way, in theoretical way, this is what they tell you, but this is the reality is totally different, you know. Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he has a servant that he goes with him in the night in the Medina turning around. Then one night they saw like a flame of fire, so they come close to it and they find, you know, a mother and she's like has a big, you know, pot and, you know, and cooking something and turning, and the kids are waiting for the food. So he came to her, he told her, what's going on? She said, you know, I don't have food. This is just boiling water and making like I'm cooking something, helping the kids by aspiring that they're going to eat something to sleep. He said, and you don't have anything. She said, what can we do? We have this Umar governing us, he does not care about his people. He said, you know, how Umar will know about the situation? May Allah forgive him and him, you know. He said, wait. And he went running to Bayt Mal al-Muslimin, where the storage of the food. And he got like a bag of flour, heavy. And he took it on his back. His servant is begging him. He said, let me carry it. He said, no. Are you going to carry the load of my sins in the day of judgment? Not you. He carried it and he get to this lady. What he find already the kids they slept. And he cooked the food himself. And he was blowing on the fire to make it like stronger. And his servant, he said, Wallahi, I said, I see like the smoke coming out of the beard of Umar. And then after he cooked, they woke up the kids, they ate. She said to him, he said, you know, you are better than Umar, you should be our leader. So this is the first condition, caring about your own people. Caring about it. That's why the one who dies, not caring, dishonest, like he betray his people by not caring. What is mean betraying? Like he's not caring about them. He does not even ask about them. What they ate, are they good, or what they feeling, all of that. Subhanallah. قال Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbid for him Jannah. Forbid for him Jannah. You know. So the story that we mentioned about Umar, that's a true leader. That's the true leader. Therefore here he said, قال يوم يموت, the day when he dies, and he's betrayed his own subject, his ra'iyah. The ra'iyah, as he said, from ra'i. Ra'a is to safeguard, to protect, to take care of. So he betrayed them, and what is the betrayal here? Is that he didn't take care of them. He didn't, be among them, to help them, to talk to them, to try to, find solution for them, and so on. غَيْرَ تَائِبٍ, he didn't repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is how type of ghish. Al-ghish is to cheat them, to be dishonest with them. This is the fact is action, or in reality will be to be unjust with them, to transgress them, to not give them the right, to take their money and not give them back. Like, collect taxes, collecting at the time of Islam zakat that they don't give back. Putting people to pay taxes and take away from them, and only the people who's like in the high class being distributed, given to them, but those poor people are fully neglected, they don't care about them. So this is the betrayal. وَسَفْكِ دِمَائِهِمْ, slay there, subhanAllah, killing them, punishing them, these people, they don't care. وَانْتِهَاكِ أَعْرَاضِهِمْ وَاحْتِجَابِهِ, انتهاك أعراضهم is like, don't care about their honors, or like to ridicule their honors, or like to hurt their honors. قال واحتجابه عن خلتهم وحاجتهم, and to not be seen or come to meet them for all their needs, and for their, subhanAllah, what they required as help or support. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah blamed his prophet Dawood alayhi salam. Dawood used to meet the people one day, and one day he stays in his mihrab praying. So what he's doing in one day? He's praying. Allah blamed him because he's praying. If there's more noble thing to say, if for example today in a Muslim country say, why we didn't see the president today? He said he's retreat praying and making dua. Everybody will be happy, right? So Dawood alayhi salam, he took his retreating for the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah blamed him. Allah blamed him and sent him the two angels to test him with the trial of the dispute. And then he made a mistake in settling between them. One of them, he said, I have only one, sheep, and brother has 99. And he told him he won't to take it away from me. He said, oh, he has transgressed you. He jumped to the conclusion even without listening to the second one. So when they left, so his eagerness to have judge between them, so he go back to his focus of the ibadah. That's the mistake he did. So when they disappeared, he realized that these are messenger of Allah, and he should be with people, not to retreat and secluded in his mihrab, in his chamber of prayer. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Dawood, inna ja'alnaka khalifatan fil ard. We made you to be a successor on the earth. a leader to rule with the justice. When you are in your seclusion, who's ruling, taking care of people? You see, who's taking care of people? So Allah blamed Dawood to not be with his people, taking care of them, listening to them, settle their disputes, and while he was praying. So imagine then people ignoring their subject, not caring about them, and all what they're doing is to make themselves richer and richer, and subhanAllah, going into fulfilling their desires and all those without going further in details. This one is being blamed. So whoever who's doing other betraying, as we have said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbid for him paradise. قال وحبسه عنهم ما جعله الله لهم من مال سبحانه المعين المصارف وترك تعريفهم بما يجب عليهم من أمر دينهم ودنياهم, to not help them know their matter of the deen, they help them to navigate some of the issues of their life, إهمال الحدود, not caring and establishing the punishment, which is really bring the society back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, be mindful of the fear of Allah, therefore respecting each other, respecting and observing the rights of each other. ردع أهل الفساد, to stop the people the corruptors. إضاعة الجهاد, إضاعة الجهاد, to neglect the striving in the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like today you see it. Like today, we have our people suffering and under siege and under bombing and under go through genocide, and there is no jihad. Does the hadith apply here? I mean, without details, without saying it's fatwa, it's not fatwa, this hadith of the Prophet ﷺ speaking on itself. وغير ذلك مما فيه مصالح العباد, and other things that it really help people to give them, help them to reach their well-being. I mean, well-being is like, when we say well-being is not something special really. Well-being is to be safe in your home, having your food, and having peace. That's well-being. It's like you become a king, as the Prophet ﷺ said. Who the king and the queen? When they have a shelter, have safety, their children are happy and go to bed, and sleep soundly, and you see them how they're sleeping, even subhanAllah, whatever you have, even like one room, bedroom, like an apartment with one bedroom. But subhanAllah, that's the joy and the safety. The Prophet ﷺ said, you'll be like a king like that. So this is the well-being we're talking about. It's not we're talking about everybody has to have the biggest house and things and the variety of food. No, we're talking about the very simple thing that give the people that, subhanAllah, that condition to feel safe and peaceful and dignified. والحديث دالة على تحريم الغش وأنه من الكبائر لورود الوعيد عليه, and the ghish, this fact that you do not fulfill your task, and that is the ghish to the people. It's like someone, the ghish is mainly mentioned in the transaction. If you sell to someone something that he believes according to the description is a good product, and then the person realizes that it's not good, that being dishonest and betraying the person in his sale. So that's when you do it with people, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, is from the major sin. فَقَدْ حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ الْجَنَّةِ, Allah made haram on him al-Jannah, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. Allah made haram on him the Jannah. وقد حمله من لا يرى خلود أهل الكبائر في النار على الزجر والتغليظ. قال ابن بطال هذا وعيد شديد على أئمة الجور. This is a big threatening for the rulers, the unjust ruler, the oppressor rulers. فمن ضيع من استرعاه الله أو خانهم أو ظلمهم فقد توجه إليه الطلب بمظالم العباد يوم القيامة. Whoever who neglect, will not take care of people, will not regard their dispute, will not settle their conflict, this person, he will come in the day of judgment. for those things to be in his neck. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. You see, the Prophet ﷺ, the hadith, he said, who is the bankrupt, man al-muflis? قالوا يا رسول الله, the bankrupt among us is the one who penniless, who does not have any penny, who does not have anything. He said, no, the bankrupt in the day of judgment, al-muflis, is the one who comes of the day of judgment with mountains of hasanat. But he had slayed this one, he slandered this one, he backbite this one. So everyone will come in the day of judgment to take what he as establishing of the justice. So he said, they start keeping from his hasanat, paying back of what he has as dishonest action, as bad statement, as, injustice, as hurting people. He's going to pay with his hasanat till the hasanat all will come, subhanallah, will be all God. Then they're going to take from their sins and they put in his record of sin. That is the true bankrupt. So imagine, this ruler will happen to them the same thing, but not with single people, with all their subjects that they have betrayed. What they're going to say? It's like everything is gone. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. قال فمن ضيع من استرعاه أو ظلمهم فقد توجه إليه طلبوا بظالم العباد يوم القيامة. ومعنى حرم الله عليه الجنة أي أنفذ إليه الوعيد ولم يرضي عنه المظلومين. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala haram on him al-Jannah, that the wa'id, the threatening, will be applied for this person if he'll continue like that and he dies like that. The next hadith, قال عن عائشة رضي الله تعالى عنها, is in the same topic. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اللهم من ولي من أمر أمتي شيئا فشق عليهم فاشقق عليه. This is dua of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم directly to the people who will not care about, about their subject. So in this hadith, he said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, O Allah, cause distress and hardship to who has any charge over my followers, atba'i Rasulullah, and causes them distress and hardship. This is dua of the Prophet ﷺ, because if someone intends to do good and take care of them, then the Prophet ﷺ will make dua for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help these people. But to someone who caused them distress, caused them hardship, then the dua of the Prophet ﷺ against them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it hard for them. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. And this is whoever who's been assigned the responsibility to take of Muslims, take care of them, and he make it difficult for them, may Allah make it difficult on him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it hard on him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put him in distress. That's what the Prophet ﷺ is saying. You see, is none of the true believer will be requesting for a leadership unless it's been assigned to him. قال in another hadith ومن ولي منهم شيئا فشق عليهم فعليه بهلة الله. He has, bahla is like the la'na, the curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is upon him. So this is hadith دليل على أنه يجب على الوالي تيسير الأمور من وليهم والرفق بهم. So this is an evidence from the hadith, whoever, a governor or leader or someone responsible on people, or even this is include our families. So it's not like only for governors, because whatever responsibility you have, on people, it might be your own children, your own family, this is applied. So he said, "Man waliyahum," so he has the evidence that he has to be kind with them, lenient with them, forgive them, take it easy with them, give them the rukhsa, which is mean like, if there's any permission to be given in time, difficult, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, look the most merciful. You're traveling, shorten the prayer. There is a rain, that's fine, you can combine the prayer. That's the rukhsa. So to use such a thing with the people that you are caring about, that you are in charge of their affairs, that's one of the element of that the leader has to have, or the one ra'i has to have. قال لئلا يدخل عليهم المشقة, to not put them in hardship, ويفعل بهم ما يجب أن يفعل الله بهم, and to guide them and to help them in what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained them to do. The next hadith, we have maximum 5 minutes بإذن الله تعالى. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا قاتل أحدكم فليجتنب الوجه. Now here's some etiquette, subhanAllah, even when you are in a fight, and it's a rightful fight, it's like, maybe defending yourself, So here the Prophet ﷺ is telling us, when any of you fights, he must avoid the face. He must avoid the face, to not strike the face. Because the face, subhanAllah, is like the identity of a human being. I mean, you don't know the person only when you see his face. So that becomes like haram to touch. And for this is derived, the hukum concerning fighting and sparring and boxing, that is haram. Because it's someone putting what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gifted him, the most noble thing in his body, to put it like, where to be hidden. So even the Prophet ﷺ said, if you are fighting with a person and the rightful fault, there is a cause, there is rightful reason that to drag you to this situation, avoid the face. Someone maybe he want to correct their kids, avoid the face. It's right to do them in the moderate way, but avoid the face and so on. قال فليجتنب الوجه وإذا ضرب أحدكم فلا يلطمن الوجه. If someone is going to strike or be someone and spank, he should avoid, should not slap the face. Because one of the let's say meaning of slapping the face is only humiliating. The angel will slap the face and the back of the disbeliever as soon as they take their soul out. But this is a believer, this is, it might be a child of yours, someone who's think, and a Muslim that you get in situation, do not touch the face. So this hadith is an evidence that is haram to hit the face. وأنه يتقى فلا يضرب ولا يلطم. It should not be spanked, hit or slapped. ولا في حد من الحدود الشرعية. There is no single punishment of the Sharia that it hit the face. Subhanallah. I mean, the slashing will be on the back. No hitting the face in the field. ولا في الجهاد. Even when you are in fight, in battles, no face. Subhanallah. وذلك لأن الوجه لطيف يجمع المحاسن وأعضاؤه لطيفة نفيسة. Because the face is, subhanallah, as we have said, the element that define and is the identity of the person, and it has everything in it that's beautiful and very soft and sensitive and so on. قال يجمع المحاسن وأعضاؤه لطيفة وأكثر الإدراك بها, and most of the perception of people is through what is in the face. Subhanallah, the speaking, the smelling, the hearing is all, subhanallah, around the face. So if someone will hit the face, he's going to hurt the person, and cause them damage and defect. Unlike hitting the shoulder, hitting the body, وقد ينقصها وقد يشين الوجه والشين فيه فاحش. Someone also can cause a defect in the face, and the face, when it is in the face, is very bad. Unlike someone has like a scar in his hand, you don't see it, but in the face, that's not right. لأنه بارز ظاهر لا يمكن ستر, because it's so apparent and you cannot hide it. So unless someone is going to wear a mask. ومتى أصابه ضرب لا يسلم غالبا من شين وهذا النهي عام لكل ضرب ولطم من تأديب وغيره. So this prohibition is general for anything, for it's either you're going to correct a person, correct his child or things or anything, even in a fight, and even mentioned in jihad, So disfiguring in Islam is haram. Disfiguring in Islam is haram. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the first, when he was in a Khalifa, people, they brought a head of a person. He said, what this? He said, oh, this is the kafir, he did it. He said, no, this is not. This is the action of other people, not us. In Islam, we don't do such a thing. Don't do it again. Don't bring heads or cut heads or hurt people or disfigure them. That's not from the Islam. فالحمد لله على ملة الإسلام and the beauty and the purity of the Islam. جزاكم الله خيرا وبارك الله فيكم. If you have any question.